You'd be forgiven if the first thing you thought about was the same as its first track, I Forgot That You Existed. Sure, the album made a splash when it premiered 2 years ago on August 23, 2019, and peaked at number 1 on the Billboard 200. Bubbly singles Me and You Need to Calm Down were a far cry from Swift's darker Reputation era. Third and fourth singles Lover and The Man solidified Swift's next chapter as one of happiness, maturity and self-determination. Then, about 6 months later, before her Loverfest tour could take off, the COVID-19 pandemic took over the world and cancelled crowded live music events. That didn't stop Swift from creating music, though. In July 2020, about a year after Lover, she debuted Folklore, which went on to win the Grammy for Best Album of the Year, followed by sister album Evermore in November 2020. And then Teresa's her Fearless, Taylor's version, re-recording, which dropped in April, and upcoming Red, Taylor's version, due November 19. But what happened to Lover in all the hubbub of Swift's new Woodland Nymph era and blasts from the past? Nothing, and that's exactly the problem. Lover stands the test of Swiftian time as her lost masterpiece, an ode to love in all its forms, and one we could surely use right now as we cap off yet another cruel summer. And more albums to come. Taylor Swift reveals new tracks for Red album after teasing fans. Congrats pals, you won't hear any complaints here about the woodsy, cottage, core vibes of Folklore and Evermore, but Swift's loud, colorful and bold looks from the Lover era felt daring and carefree in a way we're longing to return to. The glittery release of Lover came about 6 months before COVID-19 changed the world. The splashy aesthetic seeped into Swift's music videos, Lover and You Need to Calm Down, as well as her merchandise. We lived for the pastel-centric Stella McCartney fashion collaboration. As much as we love the muted vibes of Folklore and Evermore, living amid the prolonged pandemic makes us nostalgic for the time when solving problems felt as simple as stepping into the daylight and letting it go. Our review: Taylor Swift is a kid again on Lover, a big, messy embrace of a new album. While Loverfest never happened, Swift treated us to live performances before the pandemic. We can't stop playing one in particular, the Cornelia Street, live from Paris, recording from her City of Lover one-day concert at Paris Olympia Theatre. Fans hardly recognized the start of the stripped-down version of the song, but once they did, screams bellowed out from the crowd and they sang along. Live performances can sometimes sound better than the album recordings, and we'd argue that's the case here. Something about this version's raw energy and Swift's connection to her audience breaks our heart. A Loverfest tour never happened. But it also makes us that much more excited for whatever concert she'll concoct for us next. We'll walk Cornelia Street again and again with you, Taylor. Queen celebrates Queen. Taylor Swift gushes over Simone Biles' Olympics return. We all learned from you. The aforementioned 4 singles Swift chose summed up the vibe of this era. Confident and in love but ready to take down anybody who gets in her way or of someone she cares about. Aside from being a certified bop, Cruel Summer represented Swift's duality as a songwriter. Yes, she's in a steady relationship that prompts beautiful love ballads, but she can also still write a killer song about new relationship anxiety. It's a song that deserves to go down in Swift's Bridge Hall of Fame, as does this album's Death by a Thousand Cuts. Add to the list of song lyrics we wish we could have belted out during Loverfest: I don't wanna keep secrets just to keep you / and I snuck in through the garden gate / every night that summer just to seal my fate / and I screamed for whatever it's worth / I love you, ain't that the worst thing you ever heard. Some fans crossed their fingers that Cruel Summer would be released the following summer as a post-album single, which Swift has previously done with You Belong With Me, Red, and Style, and maybe even a music video. Instead, she dropped a whole new album in the summer of 2020 as the world faced a truly cruel summer. 2 albums later, or 3, if we're counting Fearless, Taylor's version, we know Swift is busy with her records and has moved on from her Lover days. But we'll still scream our hopes that Cruel Summer gets its due, for whatever it's worth. We actually can't wait. Taylor Swift will drop re-recorded Red album with 30 songs in November. What we know.